Welcome back to Dicey Situations, folks. I'm your DM, Ryan, joined by my Chaos crew here.
Richard, playing Theo Justice.
Mark, playing Glebnor, Glekilak, Ploopploopleen.
Harout, playing Toolugga, Ploopploopleen.
All right, boys. So let's do a quick little recap before we get into our session. Last time on Dicey Situations, our unlikely heroes made their way out of the Tidal Grove and ventured forth to find the Belching Bog. They were briefly accosted by a thieving squirrel creature called a Ratatosk, but were able to make their way to the Bracken Ridge post. There they met an orcish ranger named Drogno, who gave them directions to the bog, but warned them of the changing forest floor of the Perilous Paths. They were interrupted by a strange, rampaging pack creature that had got loose from its owner, the nature-worshipping Fenric the Furbolg. Fenric had made his way through the mountain pass seeking refuge from the warring factions of the Great Valley. He told the group the Stormcaller cleric. I'm so sorry, everyone. This combination of words makes me insane. I've had to say it several times. The Stormcaller clerics of Krizik had become more militant recently and warned them of their stance on false gods. Now the gang makes their way into the bramble-covered forest where they just encountered a pair of children of the Briar. So, gang, let's get right into it. We had everyone roll initiative last time. So, Theo, you are actually going to be first. Let me set the scene for you here. You guys have walked through these changing weird forest paths, and up ahead of you, we'll say about 30 feet, there are these two small thorn-covered fey creatures. They are cackling and laughing and are pairing. They seem to be going ready to cast a spell together. You guys are all about within 5 feet of each other at this point, and they're at the end of the path getting ready to cast their magic. What would you like to do?
How far away from me would they be?
30 feet.
Okay. Do we want to try and talk to them, or are we just going full out?
What would Theo Justice do?
We offered them fish
I would
tacos.
shoot. Yeah.
Well, then there you go.
Theo is gonna shoot the one on the right.
No, not me.
I'm assuming this is gonna miss. That was a 9.
A 9 is going to miss. You see, you're trying to get, they're like kind of tiny, and as you go to fire at this thing, it kind of ducks and rolls out of the way, giggling. And that is now. Oh, do you have any bonus action or movement?
I'll probably move to. Is there like a tree I can kind of hide? Not hide behind, but like get behind to get a little bit of cover.
Yeah, totally.
Depending
So
on whatever they try and do.
On this path, it's kind of lined with trees on the side. You take your shot, miss, and then kind of run and get a little bit of cover behind these trees. How far away do you think you have ran from these guys here?
Probably. We're in the road, so I'm assuming like 10, 15 feet is going to be
Perfect.
You know.
Yeah, so you go about half your movement, run away a little bit from this thing, and get ready to keep firing at them.
Yep.
It's going to be their turn next. And the Children of the Briar are going to use their Combined Entangle spell. 2 Children of the Briar working together can cast a version of the Entangle spell with no components at will. So they both get together within 10 feet of each other. And they're both going to use their action to cast this spell. I need Glebnor and Toolugga to make a DC 13 strength saving throw. What do we got?
Nat 1.
Oh, no.
Nat 20.
You can see Toolugga, you dive out of the way, and as you look back, you see that Glebnor is like kind of taken a little off guard, and thorny vines pull up from the ground below you and wrap around. You are currently restrained.
No.
You cannot move. You have disadvantage on attack rolls, and they have advantage on attacks against you. Yeah, so that is going to be Glebnor. Your turn next.
How am I entangled by these?
It's just wrapped around your gooey body.
Like
A little circle, yeah. A circle of thorns and vines wrapped around you.
I would like to use my action to shape self.
Okay.
And I'm going to become Thin Cylinder.
Okay.
And try and just...
All right. You can use your... these are magic vines. So I love Shape Self. It's a very fun plasmoid feature. It really just lets you make another arm. So you do get thin, but as you get thinner, the vines just tighten around your new thin form.
I don't love this.
I will let you, if you would like, you can use your action to try to make another strength save to break out.
15?
15 does it.
Yeah!
You can see as the vines tighten around you, you feel yourself super restrained. And then kind of like just like...
Can I sluice through the sides of it?
Exactly. I also, let's put this out there, I hate the verb sluice. We've been using it a lot. I don't care for it.
So descriptive.
As these vines start tangling around you, you and just squish out the sides of the vines, and you see the two children of the briar go, as they watch you pull away from it. Anything that was your bonus action to shape yourself, action to break out, anything with your movement.
I shoot over to where Daddy is.
Cool. You sluice up and get right next to Toolugga. You sluice. You do a little sluicing. And I will say, Toolugga, that is now your turn.
How's the condition of the fish taco in my hand?
Okay, you did just dive out of the way.
Do I have to make an acrobatics to see if
Can I
it's...
get an acrobatics to see how the fish taco is holding up?
I imagine now there's like bramble
It's an
and
8.
leaves. An 8 in the taco.
As you dive out of the way of the entangle spell, you look in horror as you drop the fish taco in front of you.
No!
You see bits of whitefish smushed in with vines and leaves. All the filling is fallen out, and right in front of you, just inches away, is this destroyed taco.
My mother made that. I'm gonna do full movement towards.
Yeah, you just get up and just run right at these. They're 30 feet away. That's with your movement, right? What would you like to do? There are two of them. They're within 10 feet of each other at the end of the path here.
They haven't actively hurt us yet, have they?
They've just tried to entangle you.
They've just been menaces.
They've been little menaces.
I'd like to reach in my bag of holding and see if I can get another snack out.
Okay, I'm gonna need we'll do another luck check. Above a 20, you find another fish taco. Below a 20, probably not.
It's a 19.
On a 19, you pull it, you go into the bag, pull it, you kind of mush around some stuff, kind of push some like weird calamari out of the way, and you pull out another perfect fish taco.
Now, children, fish taco.
Give me a persuasion check.
7.
Like they're got a 10, so they're like,
We'll just take it.
I eat it quickly.
No!
and you start scarfing down this fish taco in front of them.
You ordered it.
You see they're getting mad now. They're kind of just getting all frustrated, getting irritated. Anything? I will say that was just free flavor of you being annoying to these guys. Anything with your action or bonus action.
I'll continue saying, if you behave, I'll give you fish tacos.
Yeah, they're not,
And then
they're not having it.
I guess I'll hold my action in case Theo shoots. I'll hit him with my sword.
Okay, cool. So yeah, you're gonna hold your action to see what Theo's gonna do. That will loop around back to Theo.
All right. So do I see him drop that first fish taco?
Yeah, you're kind of behind this tree looking over, and you can see that there is like fish taco remnants all over the ground. And then Toolugga has run forward brandishing another taco at these kids, trying to get them to let go.
So I think Theo's gonna pop out from around the tree and be like, "You dare ruin Mima Ploopploopleens tacos?" and takes another shot.
Go for it.
All right. Well, if he shoots, then I gotta...
Yeah, and as you see an arrow whizzing by, you can go ahead and make your attack.
13.
13 just hits.
I'm assuming an 8 doesn't hit.
An 8 does not.
That'll be 6 piercing damage.
You do 6 piercing, and you see as one of these, as your crossbow dings into this little tiny guy. Your crossbow is like the size of this creature, so it's like like kind of rolls back. And Toolugga, you go to swing, but you realize that if you swing too hard, you might drop the taco, so you're kind of off balance. You still have the taco in your hand, but you miss the child of the briar as it darts back.
So movement, I'm gonna start running up to them. I'm not sure if I'm like 30.
Yeah, we'll say you're about like 15 feet from them now, because you kind of darted forward 15.
So I'll probably run up on the one that I just shot.
Cool, awesome. This is gonna be the children of the briar's turn now. The one that just got shot is going to look up and it's going to open up its mouth at you, Theo, and it's going to use spit dart tongue. And you see its tongue turns into a little thorn and just shoots it out at you, trying to get you back for what you just did to him. That is going to be a 14 to hit.
I think that misses. But...
I think that does too.
Yes.
Yeah, so as you're running forward, you kind of do that move where you kind of put the hand crossbow on top of your shield, and you see this little thorn break off of your shield. That was that one's turn. The other one is going to try to claw Toolugga. It runs up and it's like, give me a taco! It just jumps on top of you. It's going to make a claw attack. That is a nat 1. He's like trying to climb up your arm to get to the taco, but you're just holding it way too far away from him to get a hold of it.
You have to try harder than that.
He's just desperately trying to climb up you to get to it. These things actually do have a multi-attack, so he's going to try one more time to swipe at the taco. Let's see here. It's an 18 to hit.
That hits.
He is going to hit you with his claw attack. For 7 piercing damage.
Ow.
And you see he digs into your arm and is now holding your arm tightly and trying to get to the taco. Both attacks did not hit, so you are not grappled. That is going to be my boy Glebnor. Thank you.
I'm going to use my movement to get right up on Daddy.
Cool.
And then from my being, I produce my slime-soaked hammer.
Unbelievable. Love it.
I'm trying to brain this thing.
Yeah, go for it.
How dare you try to touch Daddy and me mama means tacos.
Go for it, you maniac.
20?
20 definitely hits.
And I'm going to use the sneak attack as well.
Oh, perfect. Yep.
So that's that.
And I will ask, are you raging yet?
Nope.
Okay.
10 regular, 4 acid.
Oh, nice. Yeah, the one that is like trying to climb up Toolugga's arm, you run up and as like this hammer comes out of your body, you two would notice that the hilt is gone at this point. It's just like a pseudopod with a hammer on the end of it. As you pull it out of your body and slam it onto this thing, it ricochets off of, not ricochets, but it like topples off of Toolugga's arm. You see little bits of bramble and thorn kind of broken off of it, and it's like, oh, fuck. It's all kind of binged up at this point. Unbelievable. Bonus action.
I'm just gonna like writhe at it.
Okay.
How dare you attack Daddy?
Give me an intimidation check. Writhe at it is such an insane verb.
That's 12.
Yeah, I gotta let it roll to see how spooked it is. This is really being like, how much does it want a taco? It's pretty spooked. I will say this one is horrified. Yeah, that's intimidating me. So it definitely works on the child of the briar. This one looks a little freaked out. They were planning on just like wrapping you guys up and kind of like taking your stuff, and now you guys are actively fighting them. It looks at the other one that got shot, and this one just got hurt kind of bad. It might try to dip soon. It looks very afraid. That is going to be Toolugga.
Now, kids, one last chance. I reach in for one final taco.
Okay, give me a luck check. I did not realize when it gave you a bag of holding, it would become a bag of infinite
16.
tacos. You find another fish taco inside.
Last chance.
Give me a persuasion check with advantage.
Okay, 17.
17. They kind of see the one that got shot with your crossbow. It kind of gets itself up, kind of puts its little hands up, and the other one that's kind of afraid of Glebnor here is also like,
Okay. Can we just have a little?
I was offering it, and then you started hurting us.
It's our thing.
Well, stop. At least not us. And our god Bleebly.
Oh,
He's a god.
As I say god Bleebly, I like hand them the taco.
you see
As like a way to convince them that Bleebly is
the one that was on your arm earlier takes the taco. He kind of breaks it in half and gives one to his the other one. They kind of start munching it and then just walking toward Theo and kind of inspecting him. They're just like, "You're a god, huh?"
That's what he said.
okay. What are you doing out here?
We're on a pilgrimage.
A pilgrimage to where?
Wet.
Bog.
Oh, you want to go to the bog?
Well, that's where the pilgrimage is.
It's not much of a bog anymore.
Well, what is it?
the other one's just like,
Oh, it's pretty dry now. Everything's pretty dry.
Whoa. We're looking for the wet.
you see that you're looking down at two very dry, thorny children.
We don't know anything about the wet.
Daddy,
Yes?
This isn't looking good for our wet quest.
We're going to the bog, son. We'll find something. And if it's not the bog, we'll just go farther.
I believe in us. And mostly Bleebly.
Theo looking at the two little forest children. Have you guys seen, scrapper scouts around? I assume they would have had to come through here. You probably played pranks on them too.
Oh, yeah. They look kind of like you guys, but green. One was green.
Yes.
Yeah, and you remember, Theo, that the leader of the little scout crew that came out was a half-orc.
You're right.
That kind of clocks that that's probably right.
Yeah, big guy?
Yeah, big.
Yeah.
They're just still eating the tacos.
What'd you do to them? Did you hurt them? Did you fuck with them?
We
Where'd they
tangled them
go?
up for a bit, and then, I don't know, we kind of just took their stuff and ran.
What'd you get?
Oh, lots of good stuff. Follow us.
You see they kind of trot down a little thorny path.
Okay.
And you guys just kind of follow these strange little thorny children deeper into the forest a little bit.
Chug a potion of healing as we're walking.
Yeah, good call. Can I get an insight check on these little fellas?
17.
Okay.
7.
15.
17, Glebnor. You don't really trust these little guys yet. And you see as they're finishing off the taco, they kind of look back a little bit. Can everyone give me a survival check?
7.
21.
Yes.
9.
Okay. Who was our highest, right? It was Theo?
Mm-hmm.
Theo, you're kind of in the back, and you have not, taken your crossbow down yet. And as you watch, your friends are kind of a bit ahead of you. And as, one of them is kind of... licking his fingers of the final bits of the fish taco, they kind of jump into the bramble up ahead, and you watch as these two get sucked into a little pile of quicksand that they have led you guys to. I need you to make strength saving throws for me.
16.
17. Like father, like son.
Yeah, you see that they're like, and they just kind of scramble off into the woods as you're kind of for a minute kind of sucked down into this weird sort of fey magic quicksand, but are able to kind of pull yourselves out before you get pulled down too tight. Theo, you're able to kind of grab them and kind of pull them out. Probably harder to grab Glebnor than I would imagine, but you're able to kind of hoist both
I
of
create
these
a
two
little
out.
bar for him to grab onto.
Yeah, you kind of just do a curl, just kind of pull him up into it. And you can just hear them just kind of cackling, running off into the woods more.
Would I be able to shoot at one of them as they're running off?
Yeah, give me one last attack roll, why don't you?
14.
14 does hit.
4 piercing damage.
You see, you kind of ding one on the end, but they still, they're surprisingly stocky for a little small briar folk, and they run off.
Guys, we're adding them to the list.
On the way back.
On the
Agreed.
way back.
Glebnor, son.
Oh, yes.
Add him to the list.
I like that note-taking Foley. All right. Eat your heart out, other fucking podcasts. We get that over here.
Right into my cavity where all my other papers are stored.
Yeah, and you guys kind of look around now. You are very lost. You are out. You can see that the path behind you has moved at least 2 or 3 times as you've kind of turned around. And you're in this thicker, drier part of the trail. And yeah, you're kind of just really turned around. What would you guys like to do?
I'm going to take the form of a super tall ladder.
Okay.
Who's stronger? Daddy?
Me. Yeah.
Hang on to the bottom of me. Theo, start climbing.
Okay.
Get a good view of the top.
Can I need an acrobatics check to see how good of a ladder this is. Because it's an insane thing you just said.
Nat 20, let's go.
You see that Glebnor turns into a perfect workman's ladder. And he kind of plops against the side of a tree. And from there, yeah.
Toolugga braces the base.
Yeah, you hold the base. Because again, for everyone out there working at home, very good safety practices, always working 2s of the ladder. Yeah, Theo, go ahead, climb to the top. You can give me a perception check with advantage while you're up there.
Theo, what do you see?
I don't know why I couldn't just make my eyes go to the top of the ladder, but
It's
whatever.
funnier.
It's funny how I'm
Not
climbing.
much. That's a 12 perception.
Yeah, you look around, Theo, and you can see, like, as you look around, like, you can see that there's multiple paths kind of intersecting. Kind of think of, like, you know, if you were like at a national park, there's tons of different hiking trails. But as, like, you look at one, you see it move and connect to another. And as you look around, like, there's no way to kind of make any heads or tails of these different paths. But I'll say with a 12.
Before that, Theo
Yeah.
just shouts down, everything keeps moving. Nothing's staying still. I don't like this.
Daddy, it's weird.
It is weird. I don't like it.
I'll say with a 12, though, you can see that obviously the trees around you are still kind of much more dry than they would typically be this time of year. But in the distance, a little bit, you can see where the trees seem a bit more lush. And I'll say, give me an investigation check, actually.
These damn trees.
We don't know that yet.
It's another 12.
Another 12. You can see that kind of out of place amongst all these kind of winding typical forest paths, there does seem to be a little bit, maybe like 60, 70 feet away from you guys. There looks to be like a cobblestone stone path leading up into the woods a little bit more.
I'll probably like shout down to, well, you're right there, but shout down to you and just be like pointing in the direction of where that little path is and be like, we might want to check out that way. There's a cobblestone path.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah. Cobblestone's great, so it's going to mean
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, and you kind of like slowly walk down this
Isn't-
ladder. Oh, what do you got? What do you
Hang
got?
on to the ladder at the top. I'm going to bring you down.
Sounds good. It's so weird. It's like a fire escape, but wet. As you kind of.
I feel like at the end I'm just on his back like a
Piggyback
piggyback ride.
Yeah, you kind of both just land in the bit of the forest floor. And yeah, from here, you kind of saw the direction to go. Yeah, you guys make your way toward this kind of cobblestone path. Yes, everyone's very proud of themselves for finding a path here. Yeah, and as you guys approach, it just looks to be, from where you're standing here, just a stone path going up through the forest. Everybody make like we'll call this like an intelligence check of some kind. Make it either like investigation or nature.
13.
Okay.
It's a 7.
2?
Okay. Why wouldn't there be a stone path in the woods? This is great. You don't have to walk on the weird path anymore. This nice, easy to walk on path that's right in front of you.
No more brambles?
Yeah, there's free of bramble. Seems that the children of the Briar must not have come out this way for any reason. Just a nice, easy to walk on stone path through the woods.
Oh, guys, let's go. Found a great path.
Yeah, and as you kind of start walking, I'm going to need Toolugga to make a DC 13 dexterity saving throw.
Oh, boy. 21.
21. So as you're walking up the steps, one of the steps below your feet just slides down one, and you almost fall prone. You like kind of catch yourself, but it's like it felt like the stones just moved underneath your foot.
Weird. Maybe I wasn't quick enough. I'd like to run up these steps.
Okay, make another DC 13 saving throw for me.
17.
Yeah, you leap up to the next one, and again, the stone path just shifts below your foot. You almost fall and then catch yourself again. You two are at the base of this like staircase, just watching Toolugga just leap from stone to stone as the cobblestone seems to be moving and trying to like knock him over.
Do we notice that that's the thing is moving? Or are we not
Yeah,
noticing?
now that it is moving, you can tell
Okay.
that something's a little off.
What is so it's a stone stepway, stairway. Is there, so are they just like flat steps and then there's like the dirt path?
Yeah,
There's no like,
no handrails or like walls on the side or anything. Yeah.
okay, so it's just boom, boom, boom. Not even like a little guide that the steps are like laid into.
No, it literally just looks like, because you're kind of like on a hill in the forest here. It looks like someone had just kind of paved a stone stepway up the hill.
How many steps are there?
Give me like an investigation check.
I just gotta be quicker, guys. I keep trying to.
9?
Yeah, it doesn't. It just looks like weird stone steps. And it's hard to tell how many. I mean, it'd be like if you were like standing on the street and someone was like, how many steps are there on that staircase? It would take you a second to try to count them all out. Make another DC 13 dexterity saving throw for me, Toolugga. We'll say you're about like 30 feet ahead of them now.
There it is.
4. You slip and fall prone. And the steps are going to use shift and tumble as a bonus action. You fall prone and then you get pushed back 5 feet. So now you're about 25 feet from everyone else, but you guys just see Toolugga just kind of like eat shit on the steps and then slide back 5 feet.
Anyway, guys.
And then you guys can, actually everybody can give me a perception check. Perception or investigation, whatever's higher for you.
14.
That one.
Also a 14.
Okay, you are like still trying to stand up. I'm actually gonna need you to give me a DC 13 acrobatics check to get up from prone.
11.
You were on a shifting floor. You have to make a DC 13 dex or acrobatics check just to stand up while you're on these steps. But you two look down and you can see that as the steps have been moving, you almost didn't notice it at first, but each step has a little eye that kind of flickers for a second, like blinking. And you guys realize you were standing on top of a cobble swarm. This is essentially a like stairwell of mimic bricks. Let's go ahead and roll initiative, boys.
We're still at the base of this thing, I thought.
Yeah. You unfortunately are not, Toolugga. You're up on top of it.
I also
you guys
rolled
are down
a
at the
4 on
base.
initiative.
I rolled a 4 as well.
Okay. So did I.
You all got a 4. That's so funny. And the cobble swarm got a 20. Okay, tight.
It's fitting.
Oh, sorry. No, I got a 7.
Okay.
It rolled out as a 4, and I didn't add the.
Okay, here. All right, so it's going to be the swarm, you, and then you two can kind of pick who wants to go on initiative, depending on... You guys can pick turn by turn. You guys tied, so I'm fine with that.
Do you want to lead, Daddy?
I'll take the first one. Son.
Okay, so perfect. We'll do a little kind of boom. All right, perfect. The cobble swarm is going to go first. They are a swarm, so I don't know if you guys have ever used swarm mechanics before. These things do more damage when there's a lot of them. You're going to have to start breaking through these bricks to like lower their ability to injure you, basically. But Toolugga, one of the swarm that you're in front of, you see a bunch of bricks just like fling up from the ground and kind of like fly at you, and they're going to try to sting you. You can see that each of these little bricks, there's like an eye on top and a sharp protruding little piece of metal underneath it. That's going to be a 12 to hit you.
That misses.
Yeah, you dodge out of the way as a like spiky brick flies at you. That's going to be you, Theo.
All right. So, are the eyes visible still, or are they?
Yeah, at this point, like it's like a full. Again, picture like a stairwell of brick, and now there's all little eyes blinking up and down it, getting ready to fight. Yeah.
All right. I'm going to try and shoot one of these eyes.
Go for it. Yeah, please. What's up, Glebnor? You look like you get some plans here.
It's stairs. Are they considered prone?
No.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. And I'll even let you know, one of their condition immunities is prone.
That makes sense. They're
They're
stairs.
stairs. Yeah.
That's a 15 to hit.
15 just hits.
That'd be 4 piercing damage.
Yeah, you see one of the bricks kind of flings up, coming at you, and you just fire it out of the air. You see your arrow goes right through and breaks one of these bricks apart. Dope. Anything bonus action movement? I'll say, because you guys weren't like trotting up the stairs like Toolugga, there's none under your feet, but they're right in front of you. See these little like mimic bricks kind of coming to life and kind of flinging at everybody.
So with two-hand fight, well, two-weapon fighting or whatever it's called, would I be able to put my shield away and then stab it with my rapier, or is that...
Yeah, I'll let you do it now because we kind of just started combat. If you want to like ditch the shield for this fight and pull the rapier out, I'll let you do that. I'm pretty like loosey-goosey with bonus action attacks if you had a finesse weapon. I know the rules are kind of funky on that, but I don't really care. So I want to see you guys attack stuff.
22 to hit
22 hits
for another 4 damage.
Awesome. Okay. That's gonna be you two. Who would like to go first in this one?
I will go first.
Cool.
Get him, Daddy.
I'll show these stones who's boss. I have to get up from prone, right?
Yes. So I mean, you can try to attack from prone, but you'll be at disadvantage. unless you have like a saving throw kind of spell. But if you want to get up from prone, I need a DC 13 acrobatics check.
Here we go. I nat 20 that.
Oh yeah, you look a kip up, just pop yourself up, and these bricks swirling around you, trying to hit you. Yeah, go ahead. What did you do for your turn?
So are they at range for me, or are they like right on me?
Think of it. So the way this thing works, they can like occupy your space. So they're like on your space and kind of all around.
All right. So I'm going to hit it with a short sword.
Cool.
21.
21 hits.
For 3 piercing.
Tight.
And I'm going to bonus action unarmed strike.
Go for it.
Nat 20.
There we go. Let's get it.
Crit those bricks.
For 7.
7?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. You guys see, Toolugga, your first kind of showing with your monk abilities was a little rough. You were kind of getting
What are
used
you
to
talking
fighting
about?
like that. But you see that as you kind of pop up, you see like one of the bricks flies at you. You take your short sword out and kind of cut it in half. And then another one kind of is like coming at the back of your head. You turn around wicked quick and like elbow it out of the air and slam it onto the ground. And you see like a bunch of these bricks now are kind of flying away. The swarm is almost out of its below half health at this point. That is going to be you, Glebnor.
Theo's right next to me.
Yep.
I'm going to wail on these bricks with my hammer.
Go for it.
That's a 23.
Okay. That's going to hit.
And I'm sneak attacking them as well.
Cool.
So 7.
7? Yeah. You see, as some of the bricks are flying at you and Theo, you produce your big gooey hammer and smash it out of the air. And is that including your acid damage?
Slams of hammer. Yes.
Okay, cool. I will say you've noticed that the acid damage seemed to do more than the bludgeoning. Let everyone at home know these things are resistant to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing. So how much of that was acid damage? Just so I know for my little
6
math over here. Okay, cool. That is going to be the cobble swarm, unless you get a bonus action.
I'm going to two-hand fighting for my bonus action.
Little dagger action.
I'm going to dagger it in the eye.
Yeah, go for it. You won't get sneak attack on this one. You only get it once per turn.
I
But
figured. And 8 does not hit. So.
it's not it. Yeah, you got to stab one in the air. It kind of whizzes by you. All right, so the swarm now, it's going to try to go for Glebnor. It's only a 10 to hit. My little swarm is rolling so badly. You see a bunch of bricks fly at you, and you kind of just go low, and the bricks whiz by you as they kind of pull themselves back together. You're kind of at this point fighting like a little cyclone of bricks that are kind of swarming all around you.
Sounds like a bad time.
It's definitely a bad time. That's gonna be Theo.
All right. So I'm going to shoot with the hand crossbow. 16 to hit
16 hits.
for 6 piercing.
Nice.
And then I'm going to follow it up with a stab.
Cool.
13, but I assume that misses.
Yeah, you very quickly fire at one that was coming right at you, and then as you go to kind of stab at one, the swarm kind of pulls itself back. That is going to be, I believe, Toolugga.
Yep. I'm just going to whip it with my short sword.
Yeah, and I guess you two are kind of at the base of these steps where you see Toolugga is up in the middle
20.
and is just in his fucking element. Just punt. It's like, again, like what is a martial artist good at if not chopping through bricks? It's just wailing through these cobble bricks as they fly at him.
For 9 points of damage.
Unbelievable. And you can see at this point, Toolugga, because you are in your element, just fighting off the bricks, the brick swarm is now below half HP. And you can see that there's much fewer bricks now swirling around trying to attack everyone. Let's get a bonus action or a movement.
Yeah, unarmed strike.
Yeah, go for it.
A 6.
Yeah, you're like feeling wicked confident, and then you go to punch a brick, and your hand just ding, just right into like solid stone.
Ow!
It's gonna be Glebnor.
Wail that hammer.
Go for it.
It's bonking time.
You get it.
It's not bonking time. That's a 7.
You can see like now that there's less bricks, it's actually harder to hit them. It's like originally you were just smashing the hammer through a cloud of bricks, and now there's more kind of like a few of them kind of swirling around you. And you get a bonus action movement.
I'm gonna Stabby.
Yeah, go for it.
19.
19 hits, and you will get sneak attack on this because
I didn't use it on the other one.
That's right.
That's 4 dagger, which is what? Piercing?
Yep.
And then my sneak attacks are 2. So 6 damage.
Yeah, this thing is starting to look pretty bad. You kind of stab through one of the eyes of these bricks. It takes a second. There's like a brick on the end of your blade. You have to kind of like shake off. But yeah, that is going to be the Cobble Swarm, I believe. One of these is going to go for Theo. Only an 11.
No, that doesn't hit even without the...
Yeah. You duck as 2 of these bricks whirl by your head that were clearly trying to kind of like box your ears. You kind of duck out of the way. These bricks swirling around.
Boxed by a brick? Jesus.
Yeah, you could like, that would have been bad as you kind of back up away from them. Gotcha. And then I'm going to actually have them do Tooluuga. Can I get a DC 13 dex save real quick?
13.
Yeah, you see that the few that are left now on the ground were trying to like knock you prone, but you're like doing like your little shadow box move. You're just kind of moving out of the way of these things, and each one of your steps goes on. You're starting to feel underneath your feet now. Forest floor. You're running out of brick. So that is going to be Theo's turn.
All right. So gonna do the crossbow shot rapier combo.
Cool, go for it.
24 to hit on the first.
I'll do it.
4 bricks.
I know, my bricks, my beautiful bricks.
That'll be 6, and then I'll miss the rapier attack.
Perfect. So you can see that the last of this brick swarm kind of forms together, kind of like picture like in a cartoon when like bees kind of take a shape and they kind of swarm together, make a little shape. The last of these bricks kind of get ready to spiral, and as they're flying towards you, Theo, you pull the crossbow up and fire an arrow through the remaining bricks as they tumble. And you guys are just now surrounded by like pieces of brick, and like it's just chaos. But our battle has ended. You guys easily defeated my Cobble Swarm.
What the hell was that?
Sentient bricks.
Weird. Free bricks. I grabbed some bricks and throw them in my bag.
I was literally just gonna say take some.
So you guys are going to collect pieces of Cobble Swarm?
Yes.
Of cobblestone.
Okay, yeah, sure. Give me a, we'll call it like...
Do a DC 100, see how many bricks we pick up.
Okay, I will not allow the brick pulling. I'm putting my foot down with the fucking, the percentile dice have been really screwing me lately. You guys have been rolling way too high on them. I don't like it. We'll call it like an investigation check, see how many bricks you pick up. You want above a 10, I'll let you roll a d4 to see how many bricks you get.
12.
Yeah, okay, roll a d4. What?
So few.
It's so few brick.
I got 1 brick.
Yeah, you can see that of all the bricks are in pieces at this point, and you look down and there's just one that was right below your foot that you were kind of like holding still that couldn't do its little move. And you pick it up and it's just like a blinking brick just staring at you.
I like you. You're mine.
Yeah,
Into the bag.
I was about to do a stupid voice for it, but it's a brick. It doesn't have one. So you put it in your bag of holding, and for a second you see the bag just kind of it's kind of shaking inside the bag, and then it eventually just kind of settles.
Guess he got comfortable.
Make sure he didn't, damage the food.
Oh shit. I go to look in.
Roll a d20 for me. It's called a luck check.
There's going to be taco shells all over the place.
No, it's a 9.
You look down and you can see that all the ingredients in one of your tacos is gone. There's just a brick in the middle of a tortilla. It's like
I could work with this.
Bits of cabbage and lettuce all in the bottom of the bag of holding. There's like, there's a little taco brick in there.
He found his home, guys. Don't worry.
The rest of the tacos are safe, though, Dad?
Yes. Would you like one?
Please, Daddy.
I go to pull out a taco.
I gotta get another roll.
Yeah.
I probably should have decided how many tacos are in this bag. But
It's a 2.
It's a funny bit now. So
It's a 2. Do I pull out the brick?
you look down and you hand Glebnor a brick inside of a taco shell.
Oh, son. Wait, son, hold on. I think I grabbed the wrong one.
Okay.
Maybe now's not the time to eat.
Okay.
We'll eat when we make camp. What
Kids
time
like snacks.
of the
I don't
day
know what to
does
tell
it look
ya.
like?
Yeah, can I get a nature check from everybody?
2.
0.
4.
Oh boy, I gotta stop asking for intelligence-based checks in this campaign, don't I? I think we have found the weak points in this insane little group. You guys look up and you're like, okay, we'll calculate what time of day it is based on the sky. And then you all look up and realize none of you know how to do that. You know, and you've heard like that's a thing people do, right? But
Yeah.
it's
Yeah, you gotta find the North Star and then...
What's a star?
That's where I came from, Father.
You came from my love, son.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, you guys are not totally sure. You remember, like, you left pretty early in the day, but after your whole little, you trekked a couple hours to get to the ranger station. And it's been a few now. It's probably getting later, but you're not sure how much daylight you got left.
Okay, so it is still daylight out?
Yeah.
Okay.
Can I turn into a sundial?
I'm trying to think how this will be a problem for me in the future. Like,
Us knowing what time it is should never be a problem for you.
Like, is there a world where you being a sundial is a major problem for me? I don't see it just yet.
There will be.
We'll make one.
Against my better judgment, yes, you can turn into a sundial. Okay.
Look at my form.
Okay. Can I get, I guess, we'll
How
call
good
this-
of a sundial is he? Is he pointing in the right direction?
Can we get an acrobatics check to see how you've squeezed yourself into being a sundial?
It's 22.
God damn, it's a good sundial.
Son, it's beautiful.
It's got numbers around it.
Yeah, like Roman numerals around the whole side of it. I will say, Glebnor, you've probably seen a sundial in the center of Tadagol, and you've perfectly replicated it. And I will say with a 22, you guys can see, you guys maybe have like another hour or so of daylight before it starts to get dark out here. That's so
Good
stupid.
job, son.
Thank you, Father.
That's a great sundial.
Yeah, and I'll
Beautiful.
It pleases my God.
I like how you're motioning to me as if I'm an NPC that can like respond to that. There's just you three out here.
I gotta pump my boy up.
Yeah. So yeah, you can see that this path was definitely leading somewhere. It's hard to tell if this was.
All paths lead somewhere.
That's very true, Glebnor. You can say it's hard to tell if this was just a strange bit of like fey magic to fuck with people, or if there actually was a path here leading to something important. But I'll let everybody make a survival check as you guys kind of keep trucking it. Hey, I don't want to see any eye rolling at survival checks. You're in the woods camping.
21
Survival checks everywhere. What we got?
That's a nat one.
Okay.
2.
Okay. You two are so lost and so confused, and you're also just a little freaked out by more bricks. So you see, you're kind of, yeah, exactly. You guys are walking just kind of really nervous as Toolugga just proudly walks up the path. You had no problem with the bricks. You were jumping all over those things.
Bricks were fine, guys. What are you worried about?
They attacked you, Father.
I'm okay.
They tried to box my ears, man.
I saw that.
Yeah, and Toolugga, with that high of a survival check, you lead the group through the woods a little bit more, and you can see in the distance there is a small looking kind of very simple shack at the top of the hill.
I found the shack.
We would know that's the shack that Tim Horton was telling us about.
Did we name him Tim Horton in the after show, or was that in between?
Tim Horton's in between.
Tim Horton is Drogno.
Yes. There you go.
And I'll say, Glebnor, you pull the map out of your body. Gross. And it looks like you kind of look at the placement of the kind of trees and kind of the terrain around you. This does look to be probably the shack that he marked on your map.
I'm gonna do some investigating of the shack to see if there's any more thieves' cant on it.
Oh, cool. Yeah, give me an investigation or perception check. Or was higher for you?
We know it's not investigation, my dumb brain. 14.
14. You look around and you do see a bit of thieves' cant on the side of the door before you walk in. And it just says, in kind of this scrawl. Again, it kind of looks a bit like graffiti. It's just like, thank God we found this place. Fuck bricks underneath it.
All right. The shack says, it would have been helpful to see this before, but they had trouble with the bricks too.
We had no trouble. Bricks are dead.
True. We solved the brick problem.
A lot of people should be thanking us.
Praise be to Bleeblee.
Yes, you've really saved so many people by getting rid of these bricks. But yeah, as you guys approach the shack, it's quiet within. It just seems to be a like very simple kind of stopping ground for the rangers around here. But I will say it does look old. Definitely older than like the nicer ranger shack that your orc friend was working at before.
Can I do an investigation to see if that scout crew left any, like, anything behind, anything telling where they might have gone from here, so we at least have a specific direction or anything?
Yeah, give me an investigation check. As you guys kind of open the door and go into the shack, it's very plain and simple inside. Looks to be just a stopping ground for rangers.
I got a 13.
On a 13, you can see that at some point within the last maybe day or two, that scout crew definitely stopped here. You can obviously tell by the thieves' can on the wall, but you look down, it seems that they at one point must have, it looks like, I'll say with a 13, you can see that there are like bloody bandages on one corner of the room. They definitely had a bit of trouble with that swarm and had to bandage themselves up a little bit. You can see a little bit of leftover food. They probably just stopped here for a night to kind of patch their wounds and keep moving toward the bog. I will say though, Theo, give me a investigation or perception check one more time with advantage.
It's a nice 10.
Okay, perfect. That was the DC. Thank God you got a 10.
The other one was a nat 1, so
you can see like as you guys are kind of like you finally find like a little safe place up here to sort of rest, probably for the night because it is starting to get dark. As you kind of like slide this like little wooden table out of the way so you can kind of circle up in the middle. Something on the floor just looks a little different. There is a section of the floor that looks like, I'll say that with a 10, you can just see there's scratch marks on the floor where this table's definitely been moved off of that spot multiple times. As old as this place is, it is still covered in dust. Someone's been here before, and I'll say with a 10, you can see that there is a small scrawl on the bottom of the floorboard. You just see the initials EJ.
Can I do an insight check on that?
Yeah, please do.
Who vandalized this floorboard?
I'm going to investigate.
It's a dirty 20.
Dirty 20.
Yeah.
You know that your sister, Eleanor Justice, was once a very acclaimed scout. And you can see that this marking is on the floorboard, but it seems to be with a 20 insight check. She definitely was here at one point. And I'll say with a 20 insight, you can see that there is a like mechanism on the bottom of the floor, very similar to the one that you have in your closet back at home.
Probably not even saying anything to them, realizing what it is. I just hit it.
You press it, and the floor, you can see there's a little... Actually, everybody give me an Arcana check real quick, if you would.
10?
0.
10.
Okay, I gotta stop asking for intelligence checks. That's on me. That's not on you boys, all right? That's on me. There is a little buzz of magic, and you can see that the floorboard pushes down, and little bit of artificer magic. There are steps now leading underneath the shack into a lower, like basement quarter underneath it.
Hey guys, I'm gonna go check down here. And before you guys say anything, I just start.
Where'd it go?
The floor.
Shall we join?
Obviously.
Okay.
As you walk down, the first thing that hits you is this that smell of like a room that has not been opened in years. It's very thick and musky down here. There's thick dust over this small little workshop, it looks like, down here. And you can see on this little like workbench table, there are like notes and bits of scrawling around. Give me we'll call it an insight check as you kind of check out these papers and kind of bits of scrap parchment all over this little workshop.
It's a nice nat 1.
Okay. I think it's really just this feeling of like you had told yourself all these years that she was still alive. And you don't know if that's true or not, but it's that feeling of like, well, at least she was here once. And you can see that there is on the table some of these like bits of design work and like scrawlings on these like diagrams are very similar to the ones that you have back at your workshop. And I'm going to actually say, with a nat 1, you're going to take 5 points of psychic damage. I'm going to call this emotional damage.
Emotional damage, yeah.
And you realize that like at some point, your sister as a scout must have used this place as a workshop, much like you have a workshop back at your place. And the designs on these blueprints are very similar to the designs your father made that you've been working on as well. And I'm going to have one more investigation check from the group as you guys are all in this little kind of hidden basement workshop.
6. 9.
12.
12. As you kind of walk around the room, I think it's just kind of a little bit overwhelming as you're going through these notes, because it's the first time you've seen her handwriting in, I think maybe 5 years, something like that.
10 years.
10 years. Some of this parchment is just kind of brittle as you're kind of going through it. But as you're kind of going through these diagrams, you do find a small journal. It looks like just her notes as she's been out here. And I'll say, as you're kind of flicking through them, a lot of them is just like theoretical propulsion work. But as you get towards the back, you can see in her handwriting, I think I'm close. I think there's something out there. It's just the mud's too thick. I don't know how I'm going to get out there. The other scouts think there's really no point, but at some point we're going to have to figure out what is below that deep mud. I'll keep looking, but I think the piece I've been working on is almost done. And as you pick up the journal, underneath it, there is a long metal cylinder. And as you look at it, you kind of take out the pieces from your pack and you kind of lay them out on the table, and you take that cylinder out and put it down on the diagram. It looks like your sister was working on the final piece of your puzzle. And I think in this moment, as you look down at it, you realize, much like you, she's been trying to put together the pieces of your father's work. Much like you, she's been investigating the area around here, trying to find the dredge forge tech she needs to build it. And with this final piece, I will say, much like you, she was attempting to build a gun. And with these pieces here together, you think you might be ready to make yours.
Hell yeah.
And that is where we're going to end our session. We will pick things up next time on Dicey Situations. I'm fucking dicing here. Keep it dicey.
Howdy, Glebnor here, and I just want to say thanks for listening to Dicey Situations. If you liked what you heard, make sure you come back on Friday to listen to our talkback called Situational Awareness, where we break down the episode and you get to know us, the players, a little bit better. And as always, make sure you rate, review, subscribe, and word of mouth actually helps a lot. So if you could tell all your friends, that would be great. Thanks again. Keep it dicey.
This has been a Business Shark production.